Hi, I'm Streaky, this is Shea, and this is Metropolis Mastering, and today we're talking about engineering templates. Okay, so an engineering template, what is that? Well, when I start with any track, I don't necessarily clear everything back to zero. I will have certain settings that are go-to settings where I can, because what I want to do mainly is get a track in the ballpark and then sort of tweak for ages. So what I'm doing is I'm getting it so okay, I can, as soon as it comes on, I know straight away it needs more top, it needs more bottom, it needs to be tighter. I can hear that straight away. So what I do is I'll throw loads of settings at it that I know to get it to that sort of place. So okay, I've rebalanced it, I've got it a bit brighter and stuff, and then the rest of the time, half an hour or however long it takes, is just fine tuning all of that. So you might end up stripping loads of it back, you might end up putting more on. Most of the time you're stripping back because you've got too excited, and I'm kind of tweaking. But really, when we're saying templates, is that okay, I've got an EQ, I know what settings I like on that, so I'll probably just leave that punched in and then see how that works, or I'll have a certain frequency, yeah, and then tweak from that. So I don't just start from zero every time. Well, sometimes I do, obviously, because I need to listen to it first of all, but then I start pushing in equipment to go, okay, it's doing that, it's giving me that. And obviously some of the, well, not obviously, but some things like compressors, I have certain settings where it's, does it work for this track, yes or no, because I know that compressor only is good for that sound. And some other compressors are more versatile, but some are just, it gives me that sound. Is that the sound I want for this track, yes or no? Yeah,
and the settings don't really change on it, they stay as they are. Is it any good? No.
Yeah, and so it's then how much do I push into it, how much do I not? So there are variables. Where is it sitting in the chain, so I might move it around, put it in front of something or behind something. Probably not a lot of the time, but I do. But it's just more, I've got a template to know, okay, I need to put that in because that's what will get me to that sound. Now, you may have gone out of shot there a bit. If you want to come in a bit closer, I know I smell it. I know I smell. But if you're using, so you also have templates if you're mixing or recording, don't you? So, but that's more, I'm not using them as in on a computer screen template. Although I do have limiters already set up, so I can sling those in quickly to hear those, and I've got certain settings that I like on that. But so how do you use yours?
Well, like templates wise, it would be instead of opening from like a blank session, like say you would start mastering, nothing is put to everything at zero. There's kind of go-to sort of areas. So for mixing, it would be I'd have all my buses set up, so I know as soon as I open up the session, I have a couple of delays, a couple of reverbs, like a parallel bus, a sub-mix bus, and things like ready. So as soon as I open the session, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes to half an hour. Okay, I need a reverb, I need this, I need that. Yeah. I'm mixing something. I start a mixing session mixing, rather than starting a mixing session opening up loads of separate channels that I think I'm going to need.
Yeah.
So it's like go-to areas that it's not just a one-size-fits-all thing. It's like I say, I'd have a light reverb and a dark reverb set up ready for me, which I can tweak and add in bus-wise, but it's there
and
it's
just
ready.
Try it to get it going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and some things where I have like a couple of different parallel buses set up for compression. Like how you would have a compressor, does this one sound good?
Yeah.
Yes or no? I could have a parallel bus chain with 4 or 5 different compressors in, and just sort of turning them on and off, and like, is that one good for this? No. Is this one good? Okay, perfect. And then sort of leave it at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, templates for mixing wise kind of work in the same theoretical way, but it's all on the screen.
Yeah.
And it's all software based, but it's just so I can mix something.
It's speed more than anything, isn't it? The whole point of using them is so that you can work fast. If someone comes in the room, I need to be able to get to that point of, okay, I've, get all the main work done very quickly, because I need to be able to work quickly. I need to be able to do tracks in a certain amount of time because people are paying by the hour.
Yeah,
it's sort of different when you're mixing and stuff, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
they're paying by the track mainly, aren't they? Or
well, recently it is by the hour sort of thing. So it's the more I can get, the more I can save myself time, is the more I save them money. And obviously it's the same for you, isn't it? So like, as long as you can.
And also it's kind of, I find that it stops me going around the houses, so I don't, if I'm resetting every time and I was having to go through every single setting each time, it would take ages, but also it's, I would end up sort of going round and round. Does that work? Does that not work? Does that work? And to get me to that point of fine tuning would take so much longer that it would. I think I'd lose the vibe of what I was looking for in the first place.
It's like I've recently opened old sessions, like old Logic and Pro Tools sessions, where it's obvious I didn't have a template because like things weren't where they should be.
Organised.
Yeah, it wasn't organised at all.
Yeah.
Like when I had to go back in and stem things out, it was like, what was I thinking at the time? And nothing was the same. And then all of the new sessions I know were done from template because the colour scheme's all the same.
Yeah.
And everything kind of
makes it much quicker for you, doesn't it?
So you know,
much right, vocals of that colour, I can get to that quickly.
And it's a good way of being able to like hone in on your particular sound of something. If you always start from scratch, you're always going to get a different sound out of it. Whereas if you have like a go-to sort of template area, you're going to sort of end up crafting a sound for yourself. Because you end up always going to the same couple of things, different settings, but
no, it's a nice
the
point,
same.
though,
It's the same sort of things, and then that's how you end up getting your
sound
signature. Yeah, signature type sound to something.
Yeah, and also I guess if someone throws something at you, you can actually get them a result fast.
So much quicker.
Yeah,
even if it's just like an idea, like a preview idea, quick, few stems in, add a bit here, add a bit there, and it's sent back over within a couple of hours rather than 2 days, like a whole day sorting out, right, this goes here and I need to bust this, that just takes
recalls and
exactly, and like I say, going back to old sessions, looking at the session and thinking like, what was I doing? This is really bad. And that now, like going to the newer sessions, I know exactly where everything is. I know the kind of plugins that I'd be using on that, and it just like I say, it gives you your sort of signature.
Which also goes back to, I think, another video we were talking about of just using loads of different plugins and loads of different equipment all the time.
Yeah.
And if you've always using similar stuff and then just bringing in new stuff just slowly and finding out what that new thing's good for, then that's kind of what we're saying here. So you're not just, I think from a mixing point of view, just bringing in loads of different plugins, or I haven't used that before, I haven't used that before, I haven't used that before. And it's just like, well, you don't even know how it should sound, you don't know what that sound is, and that's not part of your sound. Whereas it's a lot easier for me because I'm not obviously strapping in new equipment all the time, although I do have bits and pieces coming in, but you know, otherwise I would be lost, totally lost. So okay, let's not go on anymore. I think
that's I think it's covered.
Hopefully that's helped anybody. Please give us any questions in the bottom. We'll try and answer them. Please subscribe wherever that is.
I don't know where it's probably
and there
now.
And thanks for watching. Bye.